Alright, hello everyone, Simon here, and welcome back to our ARCHMINE100 series where we are learning architectural concepts through Minecraft. In this video, we are going to build a monument. So we are on to the 10th exercise in this series, and we've built quite a big city already. Although you can't really see it on top of the mushroom. So, as I said in previous videos, I'm going to build a copy of the Eiffel Tower. So I'm not even building my own design for a monument. I'm just going to copy somebody else's monument, which is okay. If you're going to do this exercise yourself, you are free to build whatever monument you like. Basically, I mean, the whole point of this is for you to do what you like, and you can copy an existing monument, or you can design something yourself. So it doesn't really, you can do whatever you like. I've got a picture of the Eiffel Tower here, kind of. Conveniently, it's actually divided into 6 sections vertically, and we have 10 blocks and we have 120 blocks. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we've set this up quite well for what the Eiffel Tower actually looks like. But what I'm looking at here is actually a drawing. Let me just go back a little bit. You can't see it on screen. I'm looking at this in on Wikipedia. Just wondering if this is correct. I think it's correct. No, it's not. I don't think it is. Maybe it's just the perspective. So the elevation, because the thing kind of, it's like a sharp pyramid and it goes back in both directions. I think the elevation actually looks different from the perspective. So anyway, you don't know anything about what I'm talking about because I'm just looking at this drawing trying to figure it out. Let me just start building this thing. I have the drawing here that I'm just going to copy it, which makes it really easy for myself. What am I going to use to build this thing? The real thing is wrought iron, but I don't want to use wrought iron. I might use one of these clays, like a dark color, black or like dark gray, like one of these dark colors. Maybe that. Just have like a dark, like a black tower going up, maybe. What does the real Eiffel Tower actually look like? Oh, it's a lighter color, my bad. Let me find a color that matches. Let me just copy this thing wholesale. And even copy the color. So the color of the Eiffel Tower looks more like that, or the more yellow maybe. I don't want it to be bright yellow. I want this to... Oh, maybe just hardened clay. This is the... pretty much the color of the thing. Alright, well, that's great. Let's go with that. And I believe what I want to do is... first mark out the size of the horizontal bits, and then just kind of join them up, basically. So let's just see how big this is according to the drawing. So that's 40 blocks from there to there. If that's 40 blocks, I'm looking at the drawing now. 40. Then what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4. So it should be. According to this, the bottom segment goes up to maybe like 15 out from the center. I'm not sure if this is correct. Let me just try this out. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. See, I'm kind of looking at this and it looks really steep for the Eiffel Tower. So it even looks like it's like 15 and then 10 and then like 7 and then 5 and then narrower upwards. Maybe I'll make this 14. Let's do that. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And this should just be a square right up here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Which makes it 14 one way. That makes it 27, doesn't it? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27? Yes? No? Did I count that wrong? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. No, that's exactly right. Alright, that's exactly right. Let me just make the whole thing, just so that it makes it easier for us to understand. The thing with the Eiffel Tower is that it doesn't actually have the central bit, so we're gonna just have to remove that afterwards. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So so that's like, 10 and 14. Yep, that's correct. So we can make that 14, and the next one should be 10, I think. And then the one after that, 7, and then 5, 2, let me just do this side. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, my bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, that's the wrong place, my bad. It should be another 10 blocks up. So 20 blocks in each vertical segment. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And that should line up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I might have counted this wrong because it doesn't really line up there. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. That is wrong. That does not line up. It should be here. Alright, it's 13, it means 14 including the central block, not 14 outwards from the central block, my bad. Maybe if I use the same system, it wouldn't be as confusing for me, but 10, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then 1, 2, actually let me just do it all 4 sides. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 3, 4, 5. 5. 5. I did it the wrong place again. Should be 10 more blocks upward, my bad. Alright, we're gonna get this done. Eventually. 3, 4, 5, we are literally above the clouds. This thing is massive. Or rather, the clouds are really low in Minecraft. This thing's not that massive. The clouds are really low to the ground in Minecraft. And then from that point onwards, it's just straight up. Basically, it's just gonna be that, and then straight up. So how does that look? If I can... Actually, let me finish off the squares so that we can actually see the whole square shape of it. It might look a little bit different from the real Eiffel Tower. I think the proportions are a little bit different. Or maybe it's just the perspective. Maybe it's just the perspective of it that makes it look... So, I mean, it makes the base look bigger than it actually is in elevation, because the base also sticks out to the front, so that in perspective, the base looks wider than it really is, and the top looks thinner than it really is, because it's kind of closer to you, the base. If that makes sense. Not sure if it does, unless you can kind of visualize the perspective of it in your heads. Also, the Eiffel Tower is, it's metal trusses all the way up, whereas these blocks are kind of too big to be made into trusses. I don't know what I'm going to do about that at this point. No idea at all. Alright, and then, at this point it just does that. And that's the square, and then that's the square, just like that. Let's see how this looks. See, it's kind of too fat at the bottom, isn't it? And that's exactly how this drawing is. It's too fat at the bottom. Whereas the actual tower seems to be leaner, doesn't it? Let me look at the pictures again. Yeah. The actual tower is leaner. Alright, well, we're gonna have to not follow that drawing anymore and change this. So it goes from there. So that I want that to be maybe like 3 blocks in. Maybe the next one is also 2 blocks in. 2 blocks in, 1 block in. So 3, 2, 2, 1. Let's just adjust this. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Remove 3 there. Remove 2 there. Two, and then 2 there. And then 1 here. Alright, now we have to redo the whole thing, because we need to, not the whole thing, but reduce all these squares, because we are making it smaller. Thinner and leaner. So the drawing I was working off was, I guess, an earlier design, which is not quite the same shape as the final design. Okay. Have to remove all of that. Do that there. Still haven't really figured out how we're going to do these diagonals to join up between these squares. I guess we'll just try and draw a straight line with cubes. A straight diagonal line with cubes, which is going to be a little bit awkward. Hopefully it doesn't look too bulky or weird. But we have to see. We have to try it and see, because we don't really, can't really predict how it's going to turn out at this point. And then, I think this looks more like it. This looks more like the Eiffel Tower. The proportions of them, I know them. I just barely glimpsed it as I looked upwards. I think actually these proportions look better. Just from looking at this. Alright, so slowly destroy all these blocks. The tower itself might turn out to be not that difficult to build. I think it's going to turn out that the foundation, the tower foundation, is going to be. I mean, that took us what, 3.5 hours to build? No, it took me 3.5 hours on video, and an extra hour in my own time, so more like 4.5 hours, I think, to build the foundation for the tower. I think the tower itself is going to be significantly simpler, because I mean it's actually smaller than the base, and the Eiffel Tower is kind of hollow anyway. It's just a bunch of trusses, and not really anything solid. So probably going to end up being easier than the foundations, which is interesting. Alright, maybe that's more like it. That needs to be pushed one more block back. But otherwise... Yeah, okay, this one, that one there needs to be one block further back. I'm just doing this by eye, so whatever looks right. I don't actually know the math or the precise measurements of the different parts of the Eiffel Tower. But judging from what I see with my eyes, I think this needs to be one block back. Not really the best way to design intricate structures, like just using your eyes. Although you'd be surprised how many architects just do that and just kind of do things by eye. Probably should work out the math, but engineers will work out the math. Architects just kind of make it look good. That's the typical story, but it doesn't have to be that way. Great, alright, done. Now to figure out the diagonals. So at the base of the Eiffel Tower, there is a little bit of foundation. I think I'll actually start the tower from this point. Now, we need to link that up. How many blocks back is it? Let me just go up here and see. It is literally 10... No, it's... Oh, it is. It's literally 10. 10 blocks. 20 blocks up. Well, kind of 20 blocks up. Not quite 20 blocks up. So I guess that means... I think what that means, actually, is that we start here and just go 2 blocks up, 1 block across. So 2 blocks up, 1 block across. 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 And that should just join up there. 2 blocks, 1 block, 2 blocks. 1 block, 2 blocks, 1 block, 2 blocks, 1 block, 2 blocks, 1 block, 2 blocks, 1 block. There you go. Okay, well there's 1. And then, what is this? So it's 20 blocks up. And it's... what is that? How many blocks across is that? Let me grab a bit of the sand. This might actually be helpful. Sand falls. So it doesn't... so sand does not defy gravity. So 20 blocks up and 4 blocks across. Which means it's going to be 5 blocks up and 1 block across, right? So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 block across. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 block across. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 block across, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1 block across. Well, this is turning out to be fairly reliable mathematically. What about the next one? The next one looks like it's going to be $20 blocks up, 2 blocks across. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1 block across. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1 block across. Just like that. And then the next one is... straight up. Pretty much straight up. This is going to be a little bit awkward. Don't fall down, please. It's going to be a little bit awkward. If we follow the same pattern, just literally straight up. And then the next one is... how many blocks in? It's the same thing. No, it's not. It's slightly different, this one. This one is not straight up, is it? No. Maybe this here needs to be 1 block in, because then the next one then can be straight up. Alright, we're going to change this. We're going to move this 1 block in, because otherwise it's a bit odd, because it slopes in further on the one above than on the one below, which... oh, whoops. So there, if you haven't played with sand in Minecraft up to now, that's what sand does. Sand does not float in the air, neither does gravel. So in Minecraft, sand and gravel will drop until it hits a solid thing. Most other blocks will just float in the air. I'll deal with that sand later on. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1 block in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1 block in. And then this goes straight up. All 20 blocks. And then this one goes straight up. All 20 blocks. All 20 blocks. And then we get to there at the top. Hey, that's pretty good. Look at that. Time set days, we can see what's going on. That's pretty good. We just drop down onto this giant mushroom house. Just like that. It's not even difficult. Not even difficult. You just have to connect the dots. Count some numbers. Okay, well, there's that. Let me do the other 4 sides. And then we need to figure out the rest of this too. So we're not quite done yet, but... so starting from there... was that 2? Yeah, 2. Oh, starting from there. 2 blocks, 1 block. 2 blocks, 1 block. 2 and 1. 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 And then what is it? 5 and 1? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know if I'm lucky or if the numbers were just supposed to line up in the Eiffel Tower, because all of these curves divide so evenly into 20. So it's like, you know, it's like 2 blocks. What is, you know, like 10 divided by, no, 20 divided by 10 is 2. 20 divided by 4 is, 20 divided by 5 is 4. 20 divided by 2 is 10. 20 divided by 2 is 10. Like, it divides so well into these numbers. I don't know if I'm just lucky or if I kind of finessed the numbers into doing this. I can't tell if it's my skill or if it's luck or if it's the Eiffel Tower design itself that is so that makes this work out so well. I think it's a bit of everything, a bit of luck and a bit of math. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And maybe since we chose round numbers for some of these things, because I mean the modules are 10, like, and then the modules are cubes, so I guess maybe that makes it easier. I don't know whose good work this is, that this has worked out so well. Probably just luck. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3. Oops. No, come on, fly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I mean, you're not always this lucky. So, like, if you're building your monument and your numbers don't add up, sometimes it's like, well, maybe you should have thought about that when you started and chose better numbers to start with. And sometimes it's just bad luck. So, I guess maybe if you're really good at mathematics, then maybe you can avoid these problems from the outset. But don't feel too bad if your monument doesn't really line up the way it's lining up so easily here, which I'm not sure. I don't even know how much of this is experience, because I guess part of it, like just kind of seeing how big you need to make the monument and how big the monument base needs to be and stuff like that. Maybe that's experience. Why did I make the tower 40 by 40? I could have made it a different number, maybe like a more awkward number, or if I made it smaller, I guess it'd be more difficult to work out the numbers. Some of these decisions I make, I certainly haven't explained fully. And when I made the foundation base, why did I give myself 10 blocks up here to do this? Because I knew I was going to put stuff up here, and that I needed enough space for there to be a path around it, and also for the landscaping. And so some of these things I'm thinking in my head as I go, and it's just, if you've designed enough of the stuff, then you kind of get a feel for how big things need to be, for example, in order to do the things that you want to do. Staircases is a pretty common example of things that people don't always estimate correctly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let me just focus on counting so I don't get any of this stuff wrong. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But yeah, staircases. And how much space they take. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If you've built a lot of staircases, then you start to get a feel for just how much room they take, and therefore how much room you need to leave yourself to put in a staircase. And you can just kind of look at the size of a room and see, well, I can't actually put a staircase here because there's not enough space for it. So that sort of thing, it does come with experience. And so that's why we do these exercises, and that's why we practice, because the more you practice, the better you get at accurately estimating these numbers, which is useful. Alright, so 2 across and 1 up. The thing about the Eiffel Tower, though, is that it's not just the outline, it's a truss. A truss is actually, do you guys know what trusses are? Like, it's like a metal kind of a thing. We'll just look at the Eiffel Tower. Those are trusses. Just go find a picture of the Eiffel Tower and you know what they are. So it's like, the thing about trusses is that you don't need the material in between the metal bits. So like in the truss, you see kind of these thin metal beams forming a grid with diagonal bits in between. But you don't really need the middle bits, because if you know your structural engineering, you'll know that 10 that most of the forces in a structural member is on the outside. So only just the outside needs to be strong. Like when you try to bend a stick or try to bend a straw, for example, like the forces are on the outside and on the inside. It's compressive on the inside, tension on the outside. Whereas in between, like in the middle bit of your straw, there's no forces. So the trusses, or rather, there's fewer forces. There's no forces in the very middle, and then there's fewer forces until you get to the very edge. So the forces are greatest at the edges of the members. So you can kind of just remove the material on the outside and just have like a metal frame, and that works. Or you know, the metal frame will do most of the work that the actual kind of solid bit will do, if that makes sense. Probably not a very good way to explain it, but there you go. Now what are we going to do about the trusses? So we need. Let me just look at the picture again. It's quite wide at the bottom, and it does get progressively narrower as it gets to the top. Quite wide at the bottom. How wide is that exactly? If we go 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, well, what's this one again? Is this 20 by 20? Kind of 21 by 21. So it's 5 blocks. 5 blocks wide, basically. So if I go 1, 2, 3. Oops, I keep breaking the wrong one. 4, 5. 5 blocks in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-ish. Maybe 4, because I started off there. Or maybe not. No, 5 is fine. Alright. So I'm just looking at the size of the trusses at the very bottom in the picture. You can't see the picture, of course, unless you... Oh, this is the wrong pattern. Once you go to Wikipedia and look at Eiffel Tower, then you'll see the pictures. So 2 up and 1 across. So I'm just kind of seeing how big the truss is compared to the actual horizontal frame. And it literally is half the size of it. 1, 2, and up. 1, 2, up. 1, 2, 1, 2. So it gets to there. But of course that's not the whole thing, because there also needs to be a block, or like a line of it. So it's like a square thing going diagonally, so it's gonna have to be there as well. So we got 2 and up, 1, 2 and up, 1, 2 and up, like that. All the way up. That's not right. 2, 1, 2, and 1, 2, and 1, 2. So it needs to be like that there, right? And then this is actually kind of complicated. I mean, by the end of it, it's going to be a lot of stuff here, right? 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. I don't know if you guys want to see me do this for all 4 sides. You probably don't. Probably don't need to see me do this for all 4 sides. Let me just work out at least one side of it. And then I'll probably just copy it across in my own time. So then here we're gonna have at the very least, that. Fascinating. And then the next part, it's pretty much the same. It does taper in a little bit, but since the math here is too complicated for me to taper anything, we're just gonna not taper it in. So in the real thing, that tapers in there, but this one is also at a different angle to this one. But we're not gonna do that because it's gonna get too complicated with these Minecraft blocks. So I'm just gonna keep it at the same angle, so it's not really like the Eiffel Tower. In fact, it's gonna be quite a bit different from the real thing. But we're gonna make it slightly easier for ourselves to manage. Alright, so there's that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Same here. 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. That's not correct. I did that completely wrong. That doesn't line up because it started at the wrong place. Alright, well, it's supposed to be starting from here? No, this is wrong. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe that's how I taper it in. That's supposed to start from there. That is supposed to start from there. But maybe that's how I do it in order to taper it in, because it's supposed to get narrower and narrower as you go up. But in order to have it not be awkward, maybe I do this. So this block is supposed to taper in from there, and it's supposed to do it from there and from there. But we're gonna make this actually slightly smaller, so we're gonna use a slightly different block here. Okay, well that's a good idea actually. Accidentally a good idea. We accidentally some architecture. That's always good. I feel like this whole thing is full of accidents at this point. Like, I'm not really designing this. It's more like I'm accidentally designing this properly. Somehow. And then I guess we do the same trick, because we're going to keep making it narrower and narrower. Whoa, don't fall down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And what I can even do here is just have it go straight up, or just keep going. I guess I can just have it do this. Yes. Huh. It actually just gets narrower and narrower, and you don't really notice how it happens. Amazing. Accidentally a solution. Okay, so we're going to continue this, right? And it becomes that. And then we get to this point, and it's just going to be a single thing. Great. Alright, this is actually working out in a weird way. Remove that, that's not supposed to be there. And let me just figure out the rest of this. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Let's figure out the rest of this. Actually, I should probably remove the orange stuff. Let's just keep in mind that the orange stuff is not supposed to be here, right? It's just helping us understand where the middle of this thing is. So this is not really there. And that's not really there. So let me go check the picture again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How convenient. So we want that to be a thing. So every 5 blocks we want it to have a horizontal bit, because the truss needs the horizontal bits to join it together into one big thing. Well, that should be like there. And then horizontal bits between the vertical bits. And then every 5, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like that. And then 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Like this. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, there's a cloud here. And 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 at this point. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That should probably just join up straight across there. And then 10 straight across there. Like that. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then here, the ray should just come across like that. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oops. This should be that. Oh, I need to figure out lighting, don't I? How do I light this thing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess glowstone again at strategic locations, probably on the inside of the. I'll figure that out later on. It's not going to be something I figure out right now. But probably strategically place glowstone on the inside of the frame so you don't see it obviously from the outside. Maybe this here also needs one in the middle. Yeah, that's better. That's better. Otherwise this looks a bit too open, doesn't it? That's better. Alright, so it does that, and then it comes down here. Okay, the bottom bit, where the 5s don't really line up. Because, okay, down here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 would be like here. Let's see if we can make this work. Sure we can. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 would be back here. right? And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 joins that up there. Alright, and there's the main tower. It's gonna be, I guess that's okay. Looks kind of skinny and not interesting. Probably needs more colors, more lighting. So also at each horizontal bit, there's like a deck, or at least at the top, at the bottom too. So there's like a deck here. So this will stick out like that. And then the other one will also stick out like this. At the very least. So there's two platforms there and there. And then otherwise it just goes up. Is there anything else? Is there anything else we need to do about this? There's also diagonals in between. I don't know if I want to do the diagonals on the trusses because there's also the arches in between there. I can figure it out later on. So what I think I'll do now is actually stop recording for a bit, and then let me just copy these lines onto the other three sides. So that's going to be quite repetitive and not really designing anything new. And then when we come back, I will figure out the arches in between, and I'll figure out the platforms in between, and I'll figure out the lighting, and we'll remove the orange, and then we'll see how this looks. It's kind of basic in a way, and maybe the trying to make thin steel members in diagonals using blocks in Minecraft might not have been the best idea, because from here that looks kind of awkward. But we'll finish it and then we'll see how it looks. I'll see you in the next video.